The 2024 season is over. Let's take a look at league leaders up next on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5. Welcome to October and welcome to the off season. I am Frank Stampfl, joined by Chris Towers. I mean, it is a long season.
It's a grind.
It is a grind.
Like 183 days of the season or something.
6 straight months of box scores, injuries. If you won your league, even if you didn't, if you just made it through the season, give yourself a pat on the back because fantasy baseball is tough. Let's take a look at some league leaders. But first, just want to mention what the 2 likely MVP candidates end up doing. Aaron Judge, 322 with 58 homers, 122 runs, 144 RBI, 10 steals, and an 1159 OPS. Shohei Ohtani, 310, 54 homers, 134 runs, 130 RBI, 59 steals, a 1036 OPS. And according to the Razzball Player Rater, Ohtani earned $73.8 in a 12-team Roto auction league with a $260 budget, which is more than what Ronald Acuna earned last season.
I mean, I think Shohei Ohtani was top 5 in the majors in every one of the 5 Roto categories. And he might have been like top 3 because I think he was second in runs and RBI and home runs.
Batting average is probably the closest, right?
Was he second in steals? Did someone else besides Ellie get to 60?
No, he was second.
So I think he's top 3.
He was 5th in batting average.
Okay, so 5th in batting average, top 3 in the – that is pretty bonkers. And Aaron Judge had a better season than his 2022 probably.
I think at least based on like weighted runs created plus.
Yeah.
Counting stats too. Probably close to
it's absolutely bonkers what those two did.
Let's run through the league leaders. Obviously, runs scored, Ohtani with 134. We had 5 players with 120-plus runs scored. That was the same number in 2023. Your home run leader was Judge with 58. We had 4 players with 40-plus home runs. We had 23 who had 30-plus home runs. Last year, that number was 29. Home runs were down across the league. All of baseball home runs were down this past season.
That means 23 players, all but 23 players in baseball, had at most half as many home runs as Aaron Judge did this season. There are like 100 and usually like 130 players who qualify for the batting title and probably another like 100 who get 400 plate appearances. And only 23 of them had half as many home runs as Aaron Judge this year. It's
just bonkers.
Remarkable.
Yep. Your RBI leader, guess who? Aaron Judge. He had 144. That was the most since Ryan Howard had 146 back in 2008. We slide over to steals. Ellie De La Cruz had 67. We had 3 players with 50-plus. We had 6 with 40-plus and 24 with 30-plus steals this year. Last season, 18 with 30-plus steals. Steals were actually up across baseball the most in a season since 1915. Let's slide over to the pitching categories. And your wins leaders were Chris Sale and Tarik Skubal, who had 18 each. In fact, they won the Triple Crown in the pitching categories in their respective leagues. So you're going to hear a lot about them. Strikeouts.
Each of them came within like a half an inch of winning the MLB Triple Crown, which hasn't happened since Justin Verlander.
Yep. Your strikeouts leader was Skubal with 228. Number 2 was Chris Sale, who had 225. We had 11 pitchers with 200-plus strikeouts this season, 17 with 200-plus last year. So many more high-end strikeout sources last season compared to this year. The ERA leader was Chris Sale, who barely beat out Skubal, 238 to 239. We had 9 pitchers under a 3 ERA. We had only 5 last year. So ratios were better this season, but strikeouts weren't. And that is because there wasn't as much damage on balls in play.
Those two things are actually weirdly related to one another. So the worse that pitchers do on the balls in play that they give up, the more strikeouts they will get because they will record fewer outs by non-strikeout means. So they'll face more batters. Those two things kind of move up and down in an inverse relationship with one another.
Your whip leader was Logan Gilbert at 0.89. He had 4 pitchers with a whip under 1. Last year, there was only one who did that. It was Garrett Cole at 0.98. And your saves leader was Ryan Helsley with 49. the most since Edwin Diaz had 57 back in 2018. We had 8 relievers with 30-plus saves this year. Last season, there were 12 who had 30-plus saves. And overall, I still feel good about the closer and saves environment for fantasy baseball, Chris. It just felt like everything clicked last year just in terms of high-end saves options.
Yeah, and you can't expect that to happen every year. I am disappointed on behalf of Emmanuel Clase that he fell 2 saves short of leading the majors in saves, which would have been the 3rd time that has happened. I'm trying to find the name of the guy who did it last time because he has a funny name. Furpo Marbury. Still the most recent player to lead the majors in saves 3 straight years. He had 6, 4, and 6 between 1924 and 1926. No, sorry, 15, 16, and 22. Class A couldn't quite get there. Furpo Marbury, your record is safe for now.
For now. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5, and we will be back again on Thursday. Bye-bye.